Oh my god, I've been talking that whole time on mute. God damn it. All right. Well, let me do that all over again because it was really great. Welcome to the Tactical Muffin Top. Muffin Top Tuesday mini chat. We're doing a small chat tonight, guys. I'm glad everybody's here. Jesus criminy. I've been sitting here talking for how long to myself? Like 3 minutes. I'm retarded. That's great. What up, Justin B? Bobby Bama. Gen X Gemini, whatever. No, I didn't butt live. We here. Teresa B. Uh yeah. Yesterday's pomade, Kowloon, old man butt wrinkles. No. Basically what I was saying is the world ready for war? Question mark, question mark. Is that where we're headed? There's a lot of conflict in the Ukrainian Russian area with NATO rotating out some surplus stock and some whatnot stock to Ukraine and promise that the U.S. is going to influx them some new stock of whatever that may be. The issue with multiple things going on. I think it was Spain was sick of the Muslims. I heard that at the tail end of the day. I hadn't seen an article on it, so before I pass that to judgment, whatever country I was informed of, they are attacking Muslim, Middle Eastern descent people because they're tired of the murders, rapes, and whatnot from that culture on their culture. So it's on like Donkey Kong. You have the inevitability of the. It's looking like they may be trying to split party vote with the Elon Musk trying to make a party and the Epstein list. Now you see it, now you don't. Magic trick, and I think it's going to make that voting base in the right wing of the bird much weaker and may possibly never ever get out of a democratic rulership once we get back down that road, because eventually the pendulum will swing and we'll get that way, right? Weather wars. It seems this is like the coolest, most rainiest July in my entire life. I've lived my whole life in Nebraska. I've never seen it this wet in July. Um, with that bug warfare, I've seen a lot of mosquito drones and things like that Mr. Gates that hangs out with Bill bioengineered, and there's already patents to deliver vaccinated vaccinations through bugs and all this other stuff, and through our food supply. Seems like a decent way to do that. So attack on our food. Basically, a lot of different attacks, a lot of different fronts. How do you keep an eye on everything, and how do you stay as well informed as everything? Well, you take a back seat like I did with certain things. Hello, Lawful. Uh,
Hey,
we got started, and I had been rambling for 3 minutes before I found out I was muted. So that's cool. So I'm trying to catch back up with what I was saying. Um, AI will be president by 2032. That is terrifying and probably within the realm of possibility. The next thing is look at all of the very large wealthy companies with layoffs. I mean, as simple as economic fighting, AI is going to take even more jobs within a certain crunch, a certain time frame. I'd say if Elon Musk is importing a power plant from another country to try and keep up with his power demand needs, I know we're opening another nuclear power plant here in Nebraska. Energy is on the rise, which is a big reason why I pushed for my larger solar generator setup I bought on Prime Day. I'll probably look at another bigger one Black Friday. Energy is my main concern for prepping at the moment because I feel the crunch for the civilian side of engineering of energy market going to go way up, if that makes sense. So whilst we have the luxury of refrigerators and weapon light batteries and communications and the internet now, I see that service going up exponentially since the demand's going to be way greatly increased. What do you think about that, Lovely? Any of that?
um, mosquito drones.
It's a thing. There's multiple patents out for it.
Yeah,
It's weird
I
how
don't know. I can't
helicopters
relate.
are. Yeah. Have you seen the helicopters dropping just giant clouds of mosquitoes.
I have not.
There's a lot of videos on it, multiple states. You should check it out. It's kind of creepy. With the wet weather and climate we're having and the increase in flooding and whatnot, very great breeding ground. And if they are genetically modified specimens, whilst they reproduce and do their thing, it's perfect breeding ground for them as well, which is a problem. All kinds of rabbit holes today. But yeah, world is on fire. What can we do about it? Here on Muffin Top, 7/15/2025, approximately 8:02 p.m. in the Central Time Zone.
Don't forget to pay the water bill.
Don't forget to pay the water bill.
The Central Time Zone is the only time zone. It's the right time zone.
Is the correct.
Like Backwoods said, it's the right time.
I agree. Did you just bake off 7777777?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, nice. What up, Sassy Seven? Let me catch all this back up. Let me hit a bake off. Let me drop some muffins for the wonderful chat because we are creeping closer to that 1,000 mark, baby. We're going to be there by Christmas. That's the goal. That's the plan. Daddy wants to ship you out some brand new Christmas gifts to put under that tree and make the normies more prepped and make you more prepped than you currently already are for hanging out with me, being cool, homie. To do that, to enter the thing, you must have muffins, which is our currency that we play with our in-game chat. You have to do it at the live stream so you know you're cool. Don't be queer. Be here. Even if you're queer.
You can be both.
Yeah, you can be here and be queer. I
guess.
Be
par for the course.
Yeah, we talked about wieners. You know, you'll probably fit in.
Is my audio good? Because I went back and listened to part of my chat last night, and it did sound like muffled and gravelly.
That's just you as a personality.
Okay.
You sound fine. Pat Wright, why are you not in the panel, bro?
I know, right?
What a hobo.
Because if he's driving, like, it's safer for him to just talk to us.
Yeah, Fiend Dog, you have an invite. I mean, come on, man. Like, you're probably going to bed soon, but we could serenade you to sleep.
I need that Jersey accent.
We haven't talked to him in a while. We haven't talked to any of the Fiend Dog clan in a while. What's up with that?
Need some of that gabagool.
Ohio Valley Prepping? Man, if you want a link, let me know, man. Conspiracy theory, it's all not true. Yeah, see, Pat gets it. Last I heard, still hanging in there. Bobby Bama, what up?
Have you taken a moment now that you've been streaming for
10 minutes?
Yeah, a while. Have you taken a chance to acknowledge everybody? Got Bad Dream, Bobby Bama, Fiend Dog, Groundbird, Kowloon's in there somewhere. OVP, Old Man Butt Wrinkles. I didn't see the meat spin, but he probably did that early on.
He did.
Of course, Pat. Robert Ham, Sassy Seven. Some guy at the bottom.
Beach.
Some guy named Tactical Muffin Top is in the chat too.
Yeah, that's a weirdo.
Helped some guys today, said they lay water pipe or whatever. Water line is what he said, but then before he left, I said, "Hey, did you say you lay pipe for a living?" He said, "Yeah." I said, "You say that to all the girls, don't you?" He said, "Oh yeah, absolutely." He said, "In fact, it's feet by the day, inches by night."
There you go, baby. Is it a sprinkler company or is it plumbing?
No, these guys are big industrial dudes.
Oh, sweet. I have Prepping City Wood, but he's at work. Hey, man, that's okay. Listen along. Maybe we'll give you something to ponder. What up, Bad Dream? Been in here. Bobby Bama. I think I've hit everybody.
Oh, guess what walked in today?
What, Ray?
No, a super. No, that's the wrong adjective. A very underused Ruger RXM. As we were locking up tonight, I was like, man, the temptation is strong, but the funds are low.
What, a used one or a new one?
Well, I mean, the guy bought it like a week and a half ago.
What's used muffins look like on one of them?
I didn't even look. I didn't want to tempt myself. I just saw that it got put out in the case.
Oh, shut up and put it on layaway.
I still got to finish that 1022, man. I'm not ever going to have a house if I keep layaway and stuff.
That's true.
I mean, I'm not going to have a house anyways, but...
Yes, you will, lawfully.
It's a good excuse for...
You're moving to fucking Nebraska. I got you.
Bad dream ask anyone going to Light Fighters event September 13th.
I am not, but I definitely,
Talking about LFA Light Fighters Anonymous.
yeah, if you're if you're able to and you're close to traveling and you are of the training type and you have the funds, that guy is a workout fiend and a very knowledgeable individual, and I am very much on board for his training. Not to mention that I'm sure there will be other individuals there as well, trained in the arts of doing bad guy stuff and working out and putting you where you need to be in a mindset that you need to be in to do it. So, if you can, support your fellow preppers that are in the training world that know what they're doing. Like if somebody wanted to ask me an HVAC question, ask me that. Don't ask me how to do all the super tactical military stuff because that's not my wheelhouse. So, I stay in my lane. And if somebody's in the fast lane with what they're good at, like Jay's prepared training and all that, which, by the way, prayers for Jay and his family. If you know, you know. His father is taking everything into his own hands and taking it day by day, and Jay's spending as much time as he can with them. So keep Jay and his family in your prayers. Definitely still support him with your business. I have given everything away but my last Slishman, so I need to make an order for him and buy some. I'll probably buy a couple of the med kits and just kind of chuck one in each car. Seems like a good idea because the chest seals is something that after that training that I did, I realized, wow, chest seals are super important, and I have not been carrying them. Yeah, and they save a lot of problems, man.
I had that argument. I had that discussion today with a couple of medical students.
Really?
That came in. They're like transplants from Utah, and one of them's like, he was poking around. He was like, I thought they sold tourniquets here, and I pulled the drawer out and lifted them up. He's like, I mean, we get them for free at school, but I didn't know. And I was like, yeah, we got them. And he was like, I don't know why anybody would carry it because I pulled one out of my pocket. And I was like, you want me to show you how to use it? Joking with him because obviously he's, a medical student, whatever. Yeah. And he's like, no, that's good. Like I said, we get them for free at school. He's like, I don't know anybody would carry a tourniquet. He said, it's you need a chest seal more than you need a tourniquet. And the other guy was with him. He's like, no, people shoot themselves in the legs all the time. I was like, oh yeah, people bleed out from like arterial wounds to extremities like a lot. He's like, yeah, but it's more about like the core. And he said some term and I didn't know it, but whatever. And I was like, you need chest seal? We got those too. But anyway, it just, he had to be there.
It's definitely.
It left us with a agree to disagree thing.
Yeah. I think it very much has its place. A tourniquet's great for, like you said, extremities. And then what do you carry for core and abdomen? Well, it's kind of got to be two chest seals for one in the entrance wound, and if they have an exit wound, you kind of need one for that. If it's a stab or something like that, car wreck, gear shifter went through somebody's abdomen, well, boy, I bet they're really going to appreciate you having that chest seal,
Well, for that pressure, you don't have to have two chest seals necessarily.
I'm just talking a pass-through hole, so you can put one on each side.
Yeah, I know.
They're not just leaking.
Yeah, but so like, I mean, you need to cover both holes, but you only have to have one of them vented.
Right.
You can cover the other. There's actually there's a story of a police officer that responded, I think, to like a gang shooting or something, and there was a kid shot in the street or whatever, and he literally like an urban tumbleweed went blowing by like a Walmart sack or something, and he used that as a chest seal and saved the kid's life.
Yeah, at that training we watched, the Ukrainian fighter did it with an MRE, like food scraps, like a wrapper.
Yep.
And some tape.
Yep. If you've got the medical tape, like you can make it out of basically any plastic bag or
tape 3 sides, leave one side untaped for the vent.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Very interesting. I tell you what, the more I keep thinking about it, the more I keep remembering from that class. So it's probably good I did that. I am very much excited to bring that up to some other people and have possibly another opportunity to take the whole thing, because I think it's like a 5-hour class, 5-6-hour class. And if I do the CPR deal, I get my card for 2 years, and I need to up Probably need that in my life. But yeah, I'd like to take the class again, and I'd like to take every opportunity. And I'm not going to be like the guy, I know the answer. Like I'm going to keep my mouth shut and let somebody else learn, but see what I missed and see what I didn't retain the first time through. So be good. Seems like a nice guy. Maybe I'll have him on the show one day. We'll see. Let me catch up in the chat a little bit here. If you have anything you want to pull up on modern day issues that you want to discuss, I'm going to get off in about 15 minutes. So let's get something we want to talk about, ladies and gentlemen.
Wrapping it up in 15.
Yeah.
They had an active shooter in Tennessee today, but I hadn't heard what the outcome of that was or the cause of it.
I hadn't heard that either. Nick Easy, how you doing?
It was in Smyrna, Tennessee, which makes me wonder if that's close to Smyrna, Georgia. I don't think so, because Smyrna, Georgia is like a suburb of Atlanta, so it shouldn't be anywhere near each other. Same name, different place.
Oh, look, a picture of a mosquito with malaria, how it was extradited to the U.S.
At a liquor store. I hadn't heard what the outcome of that was.
Flash flooding in New York. Man, where was that country? Somebody told me about it earlier today at like the end of the day. Have you heard? I think he said Spain was attacking Muslim-esque people. Like the civilian population of whatever country he was telling me over in Europe is just so pissed at
like running out refugees.
Yeah. Well, they're
soft invaders.
Yeah, well, they're killing them as well. From what he told me, he said he's tired of them. They're tired of them beating up their police, taking their guns, and just stealing whatever they want from people and raping their women. Like the civilian population is.
France made up with it.
Yeah, I haven't seen an article on it. This is the problem. Grit and Grace, what's up? That's the problem. Is I can't confirm it, but the civilian population is taking it into vigilante justice hands. Man, I might have to Google this because it's actually a pretty interesting topic. European country. What do you call that? Civil unrest? Something? I don't know how to search like.
If you think it's in Spain, just do Spain. You think they're running out Moroccans?
He didn't say. Slovakian protest 2025. This is not what I'm looking for. Let's just do your European civil unrest today. Eight arrested so far. Migrant groups clash. Spanish. Yeah. This looks like what I'm talking about. In a Spanish town, police arrested 8 after 3 nights of clashes. Oh, jeez. North African migrants in town. They're kicking out the North Africans. Okay.
Yep, Morocco.
Okay.
Morocco.
When you just get so many people that are 2 different ideologies, they'll never ever coexist, right? So that's interesting. Grit and Grace getting out her introductions. Make sure you guys get your like, share, subs up. We are creeping on. Let me look at it here. We're creeping up on 800. Last I knew, we're at 788, ladies and gentlemen. I appreciate it. We are trying to get to 1,000 subs so I can give away 10 fantastic door prizes. And the way that you get the entries for the fantastic door prizes is you need muffins. To get muffins, you have to play the minigame here on the live chat. And you have to do ! Bake Off or ! Hunt, and you will get some muffins.
Yeah, I noticed you had a pretty good subscriber bump after guest starring on OVP's podcast.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Which I went back and listened to that last night after
Yeah.
we parted ways.
I listened to it again as well earlier today, and I thought it was a good conversation. Be happy to do something like that again. How do I know how many muffins I have? You just exclamation point muffins. I'll tell you. See, oh, my butt wrinkles got it. See, it tells how many. He's a regular prepper, lawfully armed. He's got 156.92 watch hours with the Muffin Top channel, and he has a whole shitload of muffins. How do you have that many muffins? I remember when you were struggling to get 1,000.
I don't lose, baby. The house might take a hand.
Grit and grace. You gotta get your muffins up. Yeah, OVP, it is awesome. So I had a super good time.
I think what you're talking about is in Spain, but I'm not seeing any videos.
Yeah, I think it said Spanish, but it didn't say for sure. Spanish country.
Something going on between Spain and Morocco, because there seems to be a lot of... Yeah, it says it's Spain finally expelling the Moors. So yeah, it's the Moroccans.
You know what? I thought I had an order. Did I not buy that? I had an order to get a couple of those newer Beyond meals from my Patriot Supply, and I must not have clicked buy. I was just thinking about that the other day. They have a new flavor. Chicken mac and cheese. I wanted to try that gumbo one. It looked good. It's an ad on this article. That's why it made me think of it. Sometimes the ads know what they're doing. Very interesting. Chat, if you have anything that you want to talk about here for the next 10 minutes, drop it in the comments. Yesterday's pomade said only 166. No wonder I keep waking up with crumbs on my shirt. Get it up. Yesterday's pomade. Bad Dreams got 24 muffins. He just started. Or she. Europe in general is getting fed up with the illegal immigrants. I agree, Robert Ham. If I was in France by now and you lost about half of your very large tourist attraction city, and your cops basically said, yeah, we're going to go ahead and cut out 50% of this market because if we go down here, they're just going to kill us and take our gear, you messed up real bad. What up, Eduardo Espinoza? How do you clean deer of ticks? I don't know. I really haven't had that issue. You skin it?
7 dust.
Oh, yeah.
Just powder up Bambi till he looks like he's albino.
Or you can get the
I don't know what
spray.
I don't know what it'll do to him, but he won't have ticks.
Yeah, he won't do. It won't do nothing to the deer. I suppose if you were real
like Cocaine Bear, but it's Cocaine Bambi.
Hey, Pat's here. I suppose you could do the same with like if you had cattle and stuff. I know, like our dogs and horses and stuff. When we had them, sometimes flies would get their ears and their up by their eyes real bad, where they couldn't take care of them, and just eat, like the dogs especially, just eat their ears raw. Mm-hmm. So flies are dicks.
You get those mite drops for their ears.
Yeah. Hey yo, Pat Wright, you're on mute, buddy. France will probably just surrender.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Yes, we can.
Awesome.
You're in for the last 10 minutes, my man.
Oh!
That's what you get. What you got there, Slick? Oh, there you go.
BANIXX.
Should I share that? Is that
that's
what
I
use to keep the flies off your dogs?
Yeah, that's what I use to clean his ears with and like uninfected. The stuff I use for the flies is outside. I can't think of what it's called. It's some horse stuff.
Yeah. That's what we use.
I guess I could tell you.
That's what we use.
I guess I could tell you.
Had.
Yeah, pretty much. I guess I could tell you my stupid story. I took my Jeep key for a swim in the ocean and did not end well. We were 4 hours away from home in Ocean City, Maryland, and I left the key in my pocket and went in the ocean, and it disappeared.
Oh, no.
Yeah, that's the only key we have for it, too. As soon as I stopped looking for it and started calling around trying to see about getting another key, it freaking washed up on shore, and some lady just found it.
Oh, that's lucky.
That was a freaking miracle. God is good.
Yes, sir.
And I just happened to have my eyeglasses like repair kit in my backpack. Like I didn't take it on purpose. It was just left in there. And I was able to take it apart, get it all dry, and go get a new battery, put it all back together, and it freaking worked. God is good. That's all I've got to say. That was a freaking miracle, because we called the dealerships, and those keys are on back order. They're not expected until July 21st. So I might have been stranded down in Ocean City, Maryland.
Well, I'm glad you're not stranded.
Yeah, so am I, and so is my wife. She was very, very mad at me. Did I miss something from the very beginning of this? Like, how long has this been going on? It's only about 30 minutes.
Yeah, I'm doing kind of a short one tonight. I got some stuff going on this evening.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah.
You were talking about you went on a nice, really long rant about about mosquitoes, and your mute was on.
Yeah, well, I went off on like the whole conflicts in this area, you know, the NATO rotating stuff to Ukraine, fighting Russia, the other conflicts we have going on, the just everything, man. I talked about, I don't know, go back and listen to it. I tried to, it was like really good while I was on mute, which is how most of my speeches go.
Very eloquent and well spoken. Like,
yeah,
you would have been nominated for the Nobel Peace Prize had anyone heard it, but unfortunately,
not, but it would have been good. But you know, just talking about like how they're basically splitting the Republican vote, and I think that probably by design, the Epstein list. I think there's enough gross people on both sides that you probably wouldn't have a government left. So that's a splitting vote. They're voting on all kinds of things with the money and whatnot. I talked about energy warfare, how I think that the electric energy is going to go up, which is a big reason why I picked up my larger solar generator, and I'll probably get a bigger one to remove myself and have some energy independence, because I think that not too far in the distant future, especially when Elon Musk said he was importing a power grid facility. And I know we're doing all kinds of stuff. Like Nebraska's doing another nuclear power plant. You know, they're reactivating 1 Mile Island. They're doing all this stuff, adding all these nuclear energies. One, it's to power AI, which is going to replace more jobs. Two, that means more people are going to be working shittier jobs trying to make it. And three, that means supply and demand of electrical components and the grid is going to go up, which means what? Your electricity is not going to be as cheap. So it could get to the point where you price everybody out, where, you know, it could get bad enough that hey, you have electrical and your TV and your refrigerator and the rest is all luxuries. You know, AC and all that might become a luxury. It might be like Europe, where they do a lot of fans and stuff. Refrigeration's not as big over there, or, you know, not everybody has a fridge, not even like a dorm room fridge over there, because it's just so expensive.
Something that I thought that I heard about Europe that I was wondering why we don't do it here is they don't turn their water heaters on unless they're about to take a shower. Like that's genius. Why the fuck do we heat water all day long?
Well, it is actually healthier for the unit to run constantly. It's absolutely horrendous, and it takes more energy for it to try and catch up on demand like that. Which is why on-demand water heaters are a thing, which would be perfect if you're like a bachelor or maybe two people that just do like a quick little 15-minute shower. But when you get to a family and laundry and everything like that, they don't work that great.
Yeah.
It's just different things, but
I've heard the electric ones are pretty miserable. If you have gas or something, it's a little better.
well,
But
I'll
if you
tell you
don't
what,
have,
I fixed two of them that froze up last winter, and I'll never ever install one. I'll put it to you that way.
Mm,
But
I have no
I
kids
cheated.
either.
I have an 80-gallon boiler, natural gas boiler at my house because we have a large family and water needs and whatnot. So, um, yeah.
yeah, mine's not that big. It actually it does some weird stuff. Like sometimes it seems like I have hot water for hours, and then other times like I've got like 47 seconds to get a bath before it starts getting cold again.
Yeah. Probably need a what you got a 40-gallon?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, you probably did dishes or did like a load of laundry in between here and there in between the recuperation cycle, and that's why you're having your issue.
Yeah. I had to like the whole bottom third of it was full of sediment when I moved in here. I had to dig it all out of there.
Yeah.
So it probably needs done again. I have really hard water.
Oh yeah, you're really hard, Pat.
Easy now. You're gonna make my wife jealous. She was already looking at me sideways when I said I was gonna go downstairs and chat for a minute.
She's looking at you sideways because you made that cross the street comment before. You thought I forgot, but I didn't forget.
Pepperidge Farm remembers.
Pepperidge Farm.
Yeah, it was my birthday Sunday. We went down to the ocean. We had a pretty great time, except for almost being stuck down there stranded.
Well,
it's weird to me to think that you live somewhere where you say stuck down there in Maryland. Like the idea, in my mind, Maryland is further north than that. But.
Well, Maryland is actually south. The Mason-Dixon line is Maryland and Pennsylvania, so the Maryland is actually still the South. And that's where I did most of my growing up.
Well, see, that's how you know that. That's how you know that Lincoln didn't intend to free the slaves. Like it was just a consequence, like to demoralize the Southern states during the Civil War, because initially he was going to allow Maryland to keep their slaves.
Ooh, Calhoun disagrees with you. I don't know, Calhoun. Pat Wright might have been there when they drew the imaginary line. He might have been there when they did it with their little stick.
Yeah, I'm 237 years old.
Yeah,
at least I was there in the fires of Mountain Doom.
Before the oceans drank Atlantis or some shit.
Yeah, I can't remember what he.
Fiend Dog, get that cat alarm again.
Yeah.
Happy birthday to Pat. He's older than Scrat.
How many spankings you gonna get from us, Pat?
A zero, unless
no.
Unless you can reach across the airwaves and the magical digitals that come from the sky. I don't think you're gonna.
Just turn.
Don't think you're gonna get me.
Just turn around.
Depends on if you plan to give him one to grow on or not.
It's gonna.
I turned 45. Turned 40 this year.
Jeez Louise. Are you really? I thought you were way older than that.
No. You keep saying that. You think I'm like 60 years old or something.
I really do. Yeah.
I might look sick. I
You should
might
talk about being a
look older
grandpa.
because I started losing my hair in high school. Like I had a receding hairline
Yeah, but you
and
keep
white
saying you're a
hairs
grandpa, so I
when
keep
I
thinking you're
graduated
like
high school.
60.
Yeah, I had 3 kids in like 3 years.
Jesus,
I'm pretty
Pat.
sure my wife got pregnant. Pretty sure my wife got pregnant on our like our graduation night. So it
Whoa.
just started early. That's all.
Pat's over here like, I ain't got no
Just
hair,
start.
baby. Let's do this shit.
I had most of it.
Pat's like, I know, I can feel the follicles coming out, baby. We gotta make the most out of it. Oh,
But
Pat, I like giving you grief.
I got to thinking about it when I was down there. Like I pay a lot of attention. I'm a truck driver. I got to listen to a lot of podcasts and things, and everyone's all over the place about like there could be T attacks. How many have come across the border? Blah blah blah. We've been through all that before. Don't go
Mhm.
anywhere that's crowded. And there I am walking down the freaking boardwalk. Like, what would I do right now if some shit went down? I am in a huge crowd of people. Well, we spent most of our time down at the hotel. It's way further away from the boardwalk, so if anything was going to go down, it would be down there. But
Don't
I went
incriminate
down
yourself.
there. I went down there prepared. That's all I'm going to say. Which
Yeah,
was
don't.
perfectly 100% legal because I have my concealed carry permit in Maryland and Pennsylvania.
All right, that answers my question because I was going to say, doesn't Maryland not recognize anyone else's concealed
They
carry?
do not. They do not. But when that court case came down, they immediately started granting out-of-state permits.
Hmm.
But theirs is a pain in the butt. Pennsylvania, all I have to do is fill out paperwork and I'm done. But for Maryland, you have to have to start. You have to have 16 hours of training time. So I did all that, but now it's coming due again, and I was like, "Oh shit, let me just pay the thing." Well, I didn't realize it. You have to do 8 more hours to keep it up, and then pay. Well, I couldn't get the 8 hour required time in before it expires, so I'm just gonna lose my Maryland.
You're grounded, Pat.
Yeah, and there's nothing I can do about it. My schedule, I can't. I literally can't take a day off of work. If my wife or myself can't work one day, like we both miss a week's worth of work. That's like $3,000.
I like $3,000.
I literally can't miss a day at work. Like I got to go to court over something stupid, and just luckily it's on a fucking one of my days off, or I would have been like, I'm not showing up, just like everybody else.
Can we reschedule, please?
Yeah.
So, do you have to take that course time in the state of Pennsylvania, or
It doesn't matter where I take it. It can be done in Maryland. It can be done in Pennsylvania. But I
that's
need
what I
eight
meant? I thought
hours.
Maryland, like of accredit, like what they count as accredited time or whatever.
It has to be. The instructors have to be certified through Maryland.
Okay. Gotcha.
So,
So,
but my local gun shop, the one that I like going to and where I bought most of my guns from, they do training as well, and they have the Maryland wear and carry course. But they only do that shit on the weekends. Pretty much everyone only does that shit on the weekends. Like, why would you do it through the week? Everyone else is working. Well, that's the only time I can do it. I get home Sunday morning, sometimes not until like 8, 9 o'clock in the morning. So I'm basically screwed. There's no way for me to get it again.
wow,
Good luck
really?
at that.
Calhoun says no hollow points in Maryland. I thought that was just New Jersey. Is Maryland that way too?
I did not hear that, and that's something you'd think would come up in the course.
Hmm.
The weirdest thing about Maryland was you weren't allowed to conceal carry in rest areas, but I think that has since changed. After when I took the course, that was the case, but I think that changed through the law somehow. which is crazy. Like you're just driving around and you stop to take a piss, and somebody gets froggy and sees your print or something and calls the cops.
The Google AI overview, which I didn't ask for an AI overview, but that's what Google gives you now, says yes, hollow point bullets are generally legal for civilians to own and use in Maryland for purposes like self-defense and hunting. Maryland law does not specifically ban hollow point ammunition.
Yeah, I didn't think
I think
so.
that's just New Jersey's folly. It's all good, Kaloon. You threw me for a loop, and I needed to go find that out.
That's what happens when
customers that say they're traveling. So
that's what happens when people who don't know jack shit about guns make gun laws.
Yep. No shit.
They're literally safer for what our purposes are.
Yep.
They're safer for cops because
it's
a hollow point has much less chance of going through any kind of body armor than a FMJ.
Right. And you're responsible for the full travel pattern of each projectile, right? So
yeah.
If you shoot the bad guy and it goes through and hits the pregnant lady, well, you're SOL, bro. Like you might stop the threat, but man, you stop probably 2 lives, depending on where you hit.
And I agree with you guys, but I also think that in the last 30, 40 years, the fear of overpenetration, at least with handguns, has been way oversold. Not necessarily in like interior walls and stuff, but I think through people, like the shots that are going to be through and throughs with a handgun with ball ammo were probably going to be a through and through with even a premium like FBI certified, that 12 to 18 inches or whatever.
Yeah, some of those skinny fucks aren't even 18 inches in their thickest part.
No, and
definitely not length.
Not to like nerd out on the science of maiming people, but the whole point of the 18 inches as the maximum on that 12 to 18, that's because in 10% ballistic ordnance gel, which doesn't have bones because they're boneless wings.
Shut up, Cap.
I just read Kellen's thing and lost my train of thought. Anyway, that 18 inches is because they want enough penetration to account for like going through the radius and the ulna, like of the aggressor's arm, or whatever, and then still doing the requisite depth of penetration. It's not that anybody was ever expected to be 12 to 18 inches thick with blubber. It's that they need a certain amount of blubber to see how it works in a hydrostatic medium, but then also have enough gas to still get through bone. You want basically it's so you can reach a guy's spine from the front side.
Now, I heard from somebody that the ballistics gel isn't even supposed to be a stand-in for the human body. It's just a standard medium.
They're allowed to have
exactly.
In Jersey,
it's
use them at the range, but you can't carry them or shoot somebody with them. You can carry critical defense rounds here in New Jersey.
Because critical defense with the FTX bullets, the little polymer plug, that and like the Corbomb Powerball, they don't meet their state legal definition of a jacketed hollow point bullet.
Oh, all right.
Holler points.
Well, that's what I carry anyhow. I carry me the Hornady ones.
You couldn't carry your gun though because you have high cap mags, and they used to have 15 round limit, but then they circled back around and mopped that up a couple years ago and dropped it to 10.
Oh man, you have to carry a SIG with a butchered mag, fucking fiend dog.
And they just start they just start making up arbitrary numbers. Now they're like, oh, now you can only have 7 rounds. Good. There's not a pistol in production. Well, no, there's. They think it's a 1911.
Made it right.
It's all about making the criminals out of regular citizens, because the bad guys, the gangbangers, the armed intruders, the bank robbers, whatever, the murderers, like
They're already breaking the law. What do they care
right.
about a magazine?
Yeah, and if they're hell bent on it, that's just one more charge. It's just a amplifying charge. They're still going to commit the crime with the gun, and if they need more firepower, they'll bring more guns or carry more magazines. It doesn't, I mean,
Or more guys.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was talking about. I was talking to somebody else about it. How I was kind of, I'm not real fond of the way they're going about this deportation thing. They said they were going to go after like the hardened criminals and stuff first. And I think Honda said it a long time ago. When they start going after just like your average everyday like farm worker, it's going to look fucking terrible. And it's going to like the whole country is going to be upset about it. And that's kind of what I'm seeing now.
I have a mixed opinion on it because that's what they're using for the sympathy vote. They're like, oh my God, how are we going to pick our vegetables and do our livestock? Like, why do we have people that weigh 800 fucking pounds on food stamp watching Netflix all day? That's why we have to import fucking laborers, because we're a lazy piece of shit. Hello.
Yeah,
You have a 50% of the population that sits on their fucking ass. That means you need to bring people in to feed the rest of the population, plus the lazy fucks. That's what we're doing. It's not right. What would be right is, okay, the fucking 600-pound chick who smells like Cheeto dust in her butt crack probably could get out and do something. Okay? I, being a fat fucking cripple, still get out and probably do more than half the fucking people that I drive past every day. Like,
I'd be pretty impressed if a 600-pound girl's butt crack smelled like Cheeto dust. I feel like that'd be.
I'm glad that was your takeaway, Lovely.
I feel like that'd be on the positive end.
Well, I'm just saying
of what that could smell like. That sounds pretty good.
At the end of the day, with AI going to take higher paying jobs, people are going to go to these lower skilled jobs because they're still going to need done. And if they are filled by people that don't even belong to this country and are sending 60% of what they're making here back to their fucking country anyway and taking our taxpayer benefits, that needs to stop. Because we're gonna hit a crossroads probably within 10 years where economically we are in shambles. And I, having an engineering job without an engineering degree, might be a fucking cow cutter because at least I know I can cut meat. And that would be a job opposed to living in poverty trying to scrounge up bugs off the street for my family.
Yeah, but they're trying to get rid of beef.
Whatever. I would, you know what I'm saying? Like, there will hit a time that all these computer jobs are done with AI.
You might have to be a. You might have to become a poacher to feed your family. So knowing how to cut meat is, if your kid's gonna starve, you got to do what you got to do.
Right, and the next biggest thing is AI and robots aren't going to be able to do is the trades. So all the illegals working at all the trade jobs, those are going to be taken by people that quote unquote the white collar workers are going to become blue collar again. It's just the only way you're going to make it.
All right, I'm squirreling. I know I'm squirreling, and I'm gonna say this, and then I'm gonna get back on track. Chat.
Is this about the butt crack thing still?
No, I moved on to that. You said you said you could be a cow cutter, and then I got to thinking, where you find ground beef?
Oh, come on.
Wherever you left him.
Proud of you. This is true. I mean, you can scrape it up and throw it on the grill.
All right, so we've got a new name in the chat.
Gerald Bochita. Yep. I don't know if that's how you pronounce that. I could be butchering it.
Bonachita. He said there were always going to be those that got caught up in the deporting the worst first. I agree. It's kind of, in a sense, it's like war. Like, unfortunately, there are just casualties of war. Like, it just happens.
And then I think they also had to go for a certain numbers percentage. I think that maybe they said, hey, we want to be this efficient by this date. And so they went for numbers, which I'm sorry, if your entire facility, like, I'm just going to, like, we had that meat packing plant in Nebraska that got hit. And it wasn't even that bad. I know meat packing plants that have way more people than that working there. I know fucking hotels that have more people they could have wrapped up than doing that. I know people working at hospitals doing, there's just that what do you call that? That socio-economic of working class that is illegal, and it's not just trying to be racist towards like all the Chinese nail file places here. They have one legal owner, and the rest are all Chinese slaves. They get paid in cash because I know people that work at banks and they go cash out their cash and they go back home and they exchange their money for their currency wherever they're Korea, China, whatever. They take a majority of their paycheck. They have enough here to exist and eat food and get back home and take their money home, and then they come back and they do nails for fucking 3 months and they go home and they come back. Okay, so that's just one example.
I've got a friend that's married to one of those girls. Most of them are Vietnamese, because there was one lady that trained like an initial group of female immigrants to do that, and then that's what they got into, and they flourished running those parlors.
Rip Curl said, "Hey, you cheating with my ex, TMT?" No. Hold on now.
Anyway, coming back around to the immigration thing, like they told us they were going to do the worst of the worst first, and like you're saying, there's civilians get killed in war all the time when you're aiming for soldiers. But it's the same thing with this. Like they're wrapping up they got to ramp up the numbers, like you said, because that's what people are calling for, and that's what Trump wanted. Mm-hmm. So they're starting to wrap up the easy ones, and it's the same thing with like gun laws. That's why the all these stupid gun laws are only enforced against the people they can be enforced against. The average everyday, trying to be legal gun owner. Because when they go wrap that guy up, like that David Malinowski or whatever, like, oh, he's just selling too many guns. He's a upper class white dude living in $1 million home. We're just going to go wrap him up and, make ourselves look good. But, that didn't end well for him. And it's the same way with all those stupid gun laws, the magazine capacities and the different kind of bullets and the crossing the wrong state line at the wrong time. They're going after the easy to get targets with the gun laws, and it's the same thing with the immigration, in my opinion. But the problem is, it looks so fucking bad. Like we know the media is 100% against Donald Trump and what he wants to do. So sure, what did they say? They arrested like 1,000 members of Tren de Aragua's like biggest thing. They just caught a guy. He's like on the Venezuela's top wanted list or some shit like that. Like they're not talking about any of that. They're not talking about any of that. All they're showing are like, just Juan just trying to make a fucking living, or Jose is just trying to go to the freaking doctor and they pick him up at his doctor's appointment, or it looks fucking terrible. I know it's probably skewed by the media, but it looks fucking terrible. And we're just gonna hand the country right back to Democrats because the freaking rich liberal white women in the freaking suburbs do not want to see, do not want to see this. They don't want to see this. And I know it's got to happen, and it's got to happen, and deep down, pretty much most everybody knows it needs to happen, but it just looks so freaking bad. And it's between that and the Epstein list, like I feel like we were on the 1 yard line and just like,
yep,
not even fumbled the ball. Not even fumbled the ball. We spiked it at the 1 yard line.
We're like, take that, bitch, and they're like, all right, I guess.
You're not quite there yet, or something. It seemed like things were going so well, and now all of a sudden, like retards took over or something. I don't know.
I think there's probably a lot of backdoor dealings going on with the list, but we're not going to be privy enough to it. And if there's more good to be had with it. I don't know. I think there's enough stuff out there if you can get a hold of logs and stuff that we could fabricate a decent amount. Will we catch all of them? No, but if you get enough of the medium hanging fruit, I think that would make a good impact in the world. But at the same time, what's going to affect your 10-mile radius, right? Like I
Yeah.
opened talking about all the wars and stuff, and that was kind of a clickbaity-ish title, but there's a lot of shit moving everywhere. Israel, Gaza, Iran, the Red Sea, like every huge hot spot that can pretty much be going is going. My feeling is Taiwan's going to pop soon, and um, we're just in too many fucking. We got too many irons in the fire, and we cannot supply this many people, let alone ourselves. I hate that we just gave an Iron Dome system to. Of course, I don't know if it was ours or if it was one out of a NATO stock from another country. I don't know where the confirmation where that came from yet. But when we're talking about putting up an Iron Dome stateside, that should be a very big red flag indicator that things are not looking good for our country, and the fact that we need that protection here now and up, coming from our president, whom everybody hates, but he has enough, knowledge and half hearsay here, half hearsay there. Like some people hate Trump, won't talk to him, even if they're working in the White House, whatever. You get the Trump syndrome, which doesn't help anything. The fact that he's still getting enough information saying that it's that bad here, we shouldn't be fucking getting rid of all these munitions. You know what I mean? Like at some point, we're the big boy on the block, and we're going to get punched in the fucking nose and find out that it hurts. What that punch is going to be probably ain't going to be real friendly, and it's probably not going to look good. And we don't know what that is yet. That's why we prepare. You know what I mean?
What's the whole putting the oxygen mask on yourself first if something happens on an airplane? Like if you pass out, then you can't put the mask on your kid. It's kind of like that with our munitions. If we don't take care of ourselves first, we're not going to be able to take care of anyone. Like if we get a hit hard and a broken leg or something, we're not going to be able to go fight anywhere else. We're going to be limping around on our broken fucking leg just trying to protect our own border.
Right. I wasn't sure. You guys got me going again, you bastards.
It's not even a border thing because the fucking people that are going to hit us are already here. So it's not even protecting your own border. You basically have to blanket the entire country and be able to,
right, and
respond to anywhere in the whole freaking United States in a matter of hours.
Whatever happens in any of those situations means resources get tighter. So be able to produce everything you can for yourself. Garden, have an electric backup plan, have some wood stack, have some fire. If you're lawfully, probably your best bet would be to stock propane, right? Use like a buddy heater type deal. You're an apartment prepper.
What are we cooking?
Like you can't be having heat for one, but you can't just be stacking a couple cords of firewood. So you got to look at an alternate, right?
I mean, I have friction. Me and the missus can rub together.
Well, that doesn't really help out your kid a whole lot. But you know what I mean? Like you got to look at things different. Your situation's different than mine. I have a fireplace. I have wood. I have propane heat. I have electric backup. I have a generator. I have all these little things stacked as deep as I want them on any one of them. No. Together, do they help? Oh, yeah. But guess what? In the storms, I can go get tree fall that people take, or I can help take trees in, and I can cut up the logs I want, and I get logs for free that way. Cool. I have to let them season for a year. That all takes time. I'm expanding my garden every year, much to the old, the wife's dismay and whatever. But I'm expanding meat production and protein production with the chickens. I got a mag member who wants to do rabbits. I got another mag member that wants to do quail. Okay. Yes. We're going to take all these inputs because if one fails, we have the other two, right? Probably need to get bird dogs going again for hunting because I'm going to have to teach my kid how to bird hunt before I can't fucking walk anymore. Newsflash, I have an MRI tomorrow. We see what's going on. The back doctor is also under the impression that I either have damaged and ripped another disc, and now that stuff's going to be up against my spinal column, and possible shaving the discs, and or I popped another disc, and it's sitting on another nerve. So that's where we're at. MRI tomorrow. I did a bunch of X-rays and stuff today, and it was all kinds of fun. But that's where I'm at medically. So I'm trying to knock out my medical thing, which is my hugest hurdle right now, because if I have to have fucking surgery and shit's going to pop off within 10 years, I got to get healed up and PT'd and back up to fighting at least where I'm at now, where I can go walk 10 miles and be okay and not die and still work in my yard and still work in my garden and with my chicks and play with my kid and, do all that stuff because it's all super important, So, but I'm not doing quail. Sounds painful for both of us. You're such a bastard, Buffalo. No, quail honestly probably is it's like a bougie prep because you can sell quail eggs for a lot, and pickled quail eggs sell all the time, and it's a delicacy, so you can sell just the quail themselves as a meat source. Super tradable right now. A lot of people trying to eat cleaner diets and stuff are in it. Quail's kind of like a superfood. It's like the new kale microgreen thing. Quail eggs are packed with nutrients. I'm serious. Like, it's a huge fucking thing here. Like, I know a guy, he was construction, and he may be illegal. Hopefully he has enough money. He's got his papers now, but he had a 60-foot by 40-foot barn, and the one entire wall is all 1 foot by 1 foot quail pens. And now his entire livelihood is selling pickled quail eggs at farmers markets. Just fucking saying. The guy is supporting his entire family with quail eggs, pickled quail eggs. It can be done at farmers markets. He has a whole bunch of different trucks. He pays for all the insurances at all of them, and he has family members take truckload eggs, sell out all the eggs. You do that at 10 fucking farm stands, whatever, every Saturday. You take the rest of the fucking week off and do whatever you want. That's paying for his entire livelihood. Just saying. So, don't discount it.
Well, let me drop one more thing in here, and then I'll let you wrap it up if you want. But my wife was just telling me about a story. If I could do something on my phone and talk at the same time, I would, but I can't. She was telling me somebody was driving along the highway, and they ended up shooting at a bunch of cars. And some of the people in the cars were actually killed. The truck driver wasn't killed, but he lost control and went off the road. And it just made me think so hard of the day of wrath. I started telling my wife about the whole story of how everything was going to go down. I wish I could get the details and see if there was any more information on it, but
listen to the book and then look up the DHS report. It's literally like word for word.
I am deathly afraid of that, and I told my wife about it. I said I am constantly checking my mirrors. You have to, anyways. It's part of the thing. You're supposed to check your mirrors like every 5 minutes. Yes. But like I've gone through the scenario in my head. A shitty car comes up the left lane on my driver's side, and if I see a fucking barrel hanging out of that car, I'm using my trailers and I'm smashing that motherfucker. If we both go off the road, so be it, but I'm not, that shit ain't gonna go down around me.
Oh yeah.
And here the part of this which was scary though is she said they started out with like an airsoft gun. So like they shot at you with an airsoft gun, and all of a sudden you're like, oh shit, I'm getting shot. And then you're like, oh, it's a fucking airsoft gun. And then they pull up next to you and pull out the real gun, and you're like, fuck you. You're supposed to, you're gonna shoot me with your air. Yeah, you probably got your window down and you're screaming at them and looking at them and saying, don't shoot me with a stupid airsoft gun. And that's when they pull out the real gun, and they got a really good, like, it's. With all the things that you've been saying and her telling me about stuff like that, like, oh my God, I don't want to go anywhere anymore.
I think it's a very real scenario, but don't freeze in fear either. Like, still conduct yourself accordingly.
Yeah, we are. And did I tell you guys she's on the page? with getting property and stuff? She said she has a 3-year plan to get everything paid for and then
Mm-hmm.
sell the house. Okay, we already
Get it.
hashed all that stuff out. I told her we're 100% in. We're going for it. I even told my kids, you gotta start figuring some stuff out. Put some money back and buy a tough shed and move it onto the property if you want. But
How are those quail cockfights? No, Calhoun. Oh, by the way, I also loved your comment, Calhoun, about do I have a paper mache back? No, I've worked my ass off, man. Um, Trying to start my own company. I've been fucking. I make as much money as I do working my day job doing side gigs, and I don't do side gigs every weekend. So I work.
He worked his ass off, and now he's working up his back.
Yeah, I got no ass, and now I got no back, and I'm still fat. What's up with that?
For long, he's just going to be hips and tits.
Great, just like Kim Kardashian.
well, I'm hoping you get good news. Whatever you're expecting to hear back from it, I hope it's the most positive it possibly can be.
I'm going to assume probably the best news is I get my disc shaved. The worst news is I get a triple fusion, which would mean I lose roughly 30 to 40% of bending in half. So somewhere in there, or they're just going to do another epidural, which is probably not going to work, in a different spot, and I just get a foot-long needle shoved in my back, and then they say, well, we're going to wait till the next one pops, and then that's what they did last year, so we'll see how that goes.
I know
Get that bake off.
My mother-in-law, she had to go in for back surgery. Like they'd put some rods like the entire length of her lower back, I think.
What up, Drew from Oregon?
And it didn't work. Evidently this titanium rod broke.
Yeah.
And they won't fix it.
Yeah, I know somebody who has 6 in their neck, and 3 of the screws are coming out on them, and one of the rods broke, and they're like, what the fuck?
So on one hand, through experience, it's like, for the love of God, don't let them touch your back. But then at the other token, it's like, man, it's just going to keep getting worse and worse and worse until something gets done.
I know. If I could get it fixed and like have like one of the rare instances where like the back surgery is amazing and I could get even more fit, that would be amazing.
I do know another guy. He was a mechanic with me, and he got some fused. He got some of his vertebrae fused, and he said it was the best thing he'd ever done.
I have heard more recent surgeries on people that I know with back problems getting them done. They say, man, I wish I would have done that years ago. It's so much better than the first one I had, umpteen years ago. And then I know one guy, he's had 10, and he said his last one was the best one he's ever had. But I do not want to have 10 fucking back surgeries. So
right. I mean, I tore my ACL like 20 years ago, and I hated the fact that I got the surgery to repair it for like 2 years. And then finally I worked out all the kinks, I guess. And I'm super glad I did it now because my knee was going backwards if I stepped just right. And it doesn't do that anymore. And I still have like 90 I still have 98% of my bending. So, I mean, it takes a long time, but you get back from it.
I know. It sucks.
That's a tough decision, and I'm glad it's.
Yeah, I'm upping my life insurance policy. That's for sure, and I'm upping what I'm putting in my Fidelity investing account, my Roth, because regardless of whatever happens, I'm still retiring when I'm 59. So, and that's the other thing is prep for tomorrow because things just might be normal, just more expensive. So it's just going to take more money to make it. And I'll let you know, without a really, really good company with a high matching 401k, you're not going to retire on just your 401k. You have to invest to get out of the workforce, people. It's just that simple.
I'll be doomer here, but I don't think there is any retiring. Unless you hit a lick and just become independently wealthy, I don't think that we're going to retire.
I'm going to retire lawfully. Use the force, Luke. You got to destroy your body now so you can retire.
You might be the exception to the rule.
I do live very, very well underneath my means on purpose, so that way I can afford to buy
Yeah,
2 houses. They're
and
still
and
under my means, but
starting early is huge. Like, it seems ridiculous, but your son should have a retirement account. You don't have to put that much in it. But anybody out there listening, starting early matters. Like, compounding interest is huge.
yeah, if you
If
could
you
start you're on 18 and put 7 grand into a Roth and you didn't do anything else investing your entire life, that'd be better off than putting $100 in a paycheck your whole life. Because the time's your best asset. It's not the money that you're putting in, it's your time. The value is the interest over the years. And the more and more, the longer you go without putting anything in the investment is working against you.
Yeah, you can look up online. There's charts that show like a 18-year-old kid invest in his retirement for like 5 years and then never touches it again. But then like a 40-year-old guy starts investing and putting in double the amount, the max that he can for like 20 years, and he still never catches the 18-year-old that only did it for 5 years. It's Don't quote me on those numbers, but it's something like that. It's super important to start that shit early.
Yep. Randall's got it right here. Retirement is very achievable. It just takes a crap load of discipline. And assets. Land as the next biggest one, right? And remember, the economic warfare is you own nothing and be happy. The fact that they're basically trapping you into like the payment advance platform of renting so that way you can't buy houses and then they buy all the houses and do super really nice upgrades to the entire house and then sell the house for like 3 times what they bought it for is weaponized on purpose economically. If you can go buy a house for $100,000 and put $100,000 of labor in it and then turn around and sell it for 350, you're making 150 on it, right? And you had your entire workforce, if you're a contractor or whatever, a job for X amount of months remodeling the whole fucking house, so you didn't have to worry about your entire workforce working. You turn that 150 around, buy another house, pocket 50, or buy more equipment, or buy whatever, or buy 2 houses that time. Like, BlackRock's doing that on a humongous scale. And then I don't know if you've noticed where you live. I see it where I live, and I'm in fucking Nebraska. They're not building houses anymore. They're building duplexes. They're building single family each side with a wall in between them with a garage on each side so people can go. And they're strategically placed. There's 10, like a little cul-de-sac, 10 duplexes. And do you know what's looking right at them? Is a 6-story apartment. So the people in the apartment are dreaming of that duplex when they have a kid to get out of the apartment. And then they live in the duplex their entire fucking life and never own it. That's disgusting. That's weaponized economic failure.
Yep. I don't know. I don't see any of my kids being able to like actually move out and buy their own house, except for my oldest son. And the only way he was able to make that work is because his girl got an inheritance, and they use that money as like the down payment and to pay down the loan to the point where they could afford it. And they can just barely afford it.
And the LLC is a way, but you also have to have a certain amount of taxes on that and stuff. There's other ways. Trust is a better way to get out of the taxes around it. Which, by the way, if you hate the government, the best way to do it is invest in a Roth IRA or something like that. That's pre-tax. That way, they can't take taxes out of your compound interest on your wealth. You want to talk about the biggest FU you can give the government? Oh, well, they can take the taxes out of the 7 grand you put in it this year, which is, I think, the max you can put in like a Roth or whatever a year. Okay, cool. When it's $250,000, they don't get a cent. You want to talk about the biggest fuck you could do to them is compounding interest over the next 20, 30 years of your life that they don't get a fucking dime out of? That's the ultimate form of fucking resistance I can think of. Just saying. if you can put $50 in a paycheck, $100 in a paycheck, whatever, invest. If you go pawn a bunch of shit that's just sitting around your house you really don't need and you buy some silver, you're probably doing better than most. If you have a whole bunch of shit you can sell on Facebook Marketplace, What's Not App, whatever your fucking flavor, Craigslist of selling shit, go do it. And then if you have a truck, guess what? You go to the free section, you go get all the free washers and dryers and crap like that, and you scrap them. You do that one day a month, or you go get them and then do a whole bunch and park them outside your driveway, whatever, and you go cash them all in at the same time, and then you buy a cheap trailer. And then you do it again and again and again and again and again. And then you get you a mower, and then you go mow yards on top of it all again and again and again. Your little micro business is going. Okay, you got cash flow. Every time you turn your truck on, you're making money. And then if you're in somewhere that has snow, you get a couple guys with a couple shovels and you get you a snow blower and you take it around and you do all that. That's what I'm doing. And guess what? I'm matching what I do on my 40-hour-a-week fucking day-to-day job. I'm doubling my income by side jobs. That's how you do it.
And chat, we are not financial advisors. We are absolutely not your financial advisor. We're just telling you what we are doing. If you take my advice, you're stealing.
Yeah. I'm just saying, man, if you want it, you can go get it. The American dream's still there, but you got to figure it out and hustle it now. Before AI gets in and takes over a lot of shit, it's going to take away a lot of that freedom. A lot of being able to do the side gigs under the table for cash or swapping stuff around. That's why I do the hillbilly swap thing so much. I got a bunch of onions from somebody for some other shit. Okay, cool. I'm gonna eat onions. Duh. Hello. You know what I mean?
That's one of the reasons this whole cashless society thing, if they're able to get it all digital, is so scary. Because that means no more yard sales. You can't sell your own stuff. You're supposed to pay taxes on it. I don't. What percentage of nil people actually claim what they make in a yard sale and are taxes? Fucking nobody.
Right.
And side jobs, doing stuff under the table, that's gone. Because how are you going to pay somebody without it being tracked and taxed and everything else? What are people that do illicit activity? They're going to have to figure out other things. They're going to, when they do that, they're not going to do digital currency anymore. Like Bitcoin will be done.
Randall did it. He worked his ass off, y'all. And I don't know if you watch his videos. That guy busts his ass on his homestead all the time, man, in that Texas heat. This guy is a worker. What's up, Randall? I agree with you. We got to have you on the channel one of these days, Randall. Because I'm tracking in your footsteps, just a few years younger. Well, decades younger. But,
and that kind of information is invaluable about what it took to get there. I mean, it doesn't all 100% track because the economy is not what it was. 20 years ago, a shoe salesman could own a house and have a car and go on vacation once a year. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Land is great. You're right, Acetine. If you can get, oil, solar farm on it, billboard, something like that, wind farm, where it's making you money, passive income, just having the land, and then you borrow against it, get the next chunk of land, ka-ching, ka-ching. Yeah, I'm down for that. But man, does that take some dollar bills to get started.
It does. You want to know a weird business that makes a boatload of money that most people don't think? Is owning a trailer park. Own the land, not the trailers. Because what's the worst thing that could happen to what's the worst thing that could happen to your land? Like a fire? Like, crap, all the grass is gone. Just redo all the hookups.
Right.
And if somebody moves out and leaves a trailer there, you just owner finance it to the next person. You don't have to worry about any of that stuff. The money just comes in.
Yeah, I went way past the half hour I told everybody I was going to do. We're an hour and a half into it now.
My fault.
No, it's a good topic. It's a good. I mean, this is real life prepping shit. It's not just about, oh man, I need 100 guns. Did any point in the entire conversation tonight did we talk about getting multiple guns?
No.
Is that going to help you in the economic, the energy crisis, the mosquito crisis, the Ukraine Russia war? No.
You don't have enough bullets to shoot the mosquitoes.
Is what you have for pew pews probably good in any of the scenarios that you have that you own currently? Yeah, you're probably good on the pew pew section, man. That's the part that everybody deep dives in so hard. It's not going to help you fucking retire. Look at the fucking market on collectible guns. Nobody wants them. Everybody who wants them's fucking dying. They don't have the money to buy them anyway. Like a lot of people used to buy Milsurp and think, "Oh man, this is my hillbilly vault." It's fucking the bottom's falling out on that market, dude.
It's less the Milsurp stuff as much as it is the old Winchesters and Colts and stuff.
Yeah,
but the guys that were doubling their money on Pythons and Anacondas and shit a decade ago, the asses fell out of those.
Holy shit, Colfoot put a lot in the bake-off. Calhoun says I have stuff for mosquitoes.
What is that? What's that saying that goes? You know, be the nicest guy in the room, but have a plan to kill every motherfucker in there.
Yeah,
yeah.
It's kind of it's kind of like that with prepping. Somebody else said a man has to have two plans. One plan, the world's gonna fucking end tomorrow, and the second plan is nothing's ever gonna happen. You have to have both plans.
Yep. Gen X Gemini said he used to work on cards as a side hustle. Now he hates it just as much as he hates his job. Hey, man, and that's cool. And maybe now you have a different hobby. Maybe now you're into small engines, man. You can get weed eaters and chainsaws and mowers and shit dirt cheap. And generators. I seen you tuned up your generator and got it going. Dude, do you know how many fucking people, if you just put an ad on like Craigslist or Facebook, says, "Hey, I'll get your generator going before winter," you know, $50, $100, you know, whatever. You know how many fucking generators would get dropped off at your goddamn house to get tuned up? A shitload. Because why? That's cheaper than taking it to a small engine shop, and people really don't give a shit as long as they get it when, you know, by winter, if that's what their thing is, you know. And second off, nobody wants to take the time to learn how to do it. You can make a lot of fucking money just tuning it up and cranking out generators and snow blowers and mowers. Just saying. I know people that do it for a living here. I know, or like RV repair. Dude, I know a guy, he went to college. It was like, it took him like 8-9 weeks, something like that. Dude, the guy has like 40 fucking campers all the time on his property, and he can only work on 2 at a time. He takes a deposit. He fixes them up as quick as he can. Some of them are waiting on parts, and he rotates campers out and works on the next one. That guy is making fucking over $100,000 a year. It didn't even take him fucking 4 months of schooling. Figure it the fuck out.
Yeah, people give those, just throw that stuff away around here. I can't tell you how many like weed eaters and leaf blowers and chainsaws and stuff that I've picked out of people's trash. And 98% of the time, it just needs fuel lines.
Right? Or clean the carb and get a different fucking spark plug in there. Yeah, I know. We got like a 23-and-a-half-year-old snowblower running last year, and all we did was a fucking oil change and a spark plug change on it, and it was fucking fine. And the guy just threw it away. I'm like, are you stupid? When
probably didn't have
snowblowers hit, they sell out because all the stores only have like 5 on the shelf, and then I could turn around and sell it for $300. Yeah, it's stupid. It is really stupid. Or even as simple as just sharpening lawnmower blades, or if you get the stuff to sharpen chainsaw blades. You know how many people would fucking come to you? Is it going to take that long to go through like 10 fucking mowers worth of blades or 10 fucking chainsaws on a Saturday? You might kill half the fucking day and make $200 or $300, man. Solid. Do it once a month. You're done. You know what I mean?
It kind of reminds me of that comment that you just read. Reminds me of a joke I used to tell my wife. First graduated high school, I became a carpenter. And my wife always wanted a birdhouse, but it's like, I build shit all day. Why would I want to come home and build shit?
Yeah.
I became a mechanic. And my wife was always bitching to me about working on her car. You know, like, why is your car low on oil? It's because I have a mechanic for it. Why don't you do it? Well, I work on cars all day. Why would I want to come home and work on cars? That's why I didn't become a gynecologist.
Nice. Yeah, they don't have things like snowblowers in any place I would live. I understand that, Calhoun, but there's places that they do exist, and that's definitely here. But yeah, we're gonna call it because I was gonna do a short chat tonight, and here we are, an hour and a half in. Good conversation. It just kept going. It's good.
2 more minutes.
Okay, that was easy.
Got to make it to an hour and a half.
Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
There we
I
go,
have
Eduardo.
spoken.
Taught myself how to sharpen broken drill bits with an angle grinder. Well, I mean, there you go. Side gig. And you know, if you can
That's
get a
usually
skill going,
Deuces.
yeah, if you can get a skill going or a little side gig like that doesn't take a lot of time, and SHTF, if that's something you can use, just saying.
anything under 3/4 of an inch, just throw that shit away.
There you go.
They're disposable.
1 more hour, Janex, you're high, bro. I'm not doing another hour. I said, haha.
He's gotta get to
TMT, you
bed.
can never short chat. That's probably fucking true. Devilman Don. All right, y'all. Deuces. Stay beautiful.
They stay thirsty, my friends.
Yes.
Y'all be nice.